हिंदुस्तान का बिटकॉइन का 75 वर्ष का सबसे बड़ा घोटाला आपके समक्ष हम लेकर हाजिर हैं। स्वाभाविक तौर से एक्टर्स और विलेन दोनों भारतीय जनता पार्टी के प्रांत में हैं। आज दुनिया में, देश में एक बिटकॉइन की कीमत 51 लाख रुपया है। मैं फिर दोहराता हूं, आज के दिन एक बिटकॉइन की कीमत हिंदुस्तान की करेंसी में 51 लाख रुपया है, उससे थोड़ा सा ज्यादा। इंडियाज बिगेस्ट एवर बिटकॉइन स्कैम कवर अप under the Karnataka government has now been unearthed. And what does it reflect? It reflects intrigue, whitewash, concealment, deception, and smacks of a deep-rooted conspiracy. Why were Interpol, NIA, National Investigation Agency, Serious Fraud Investigation Office, Enforcement Directorate, all were being kept in the dark till the last minute by the BJP Karnataka government? Instead of conducting a fair investigation, the BJP government of Karnataka appears to be preoccupied with Operation Bitcoin Scam Cover-up. अगर मैं संक्षिप्त में इसे हिंदी में कहूं और मैं तफसील आपको दूंगा, हिंदुस्तान का आज तक का सबसे बड़ा बिटकॉइन घोटाला, जो अंतरराष्ट्रीय 14-15 मुल्कों में जिसके तार जुड़े हैं, वो घोटाला सामने आ गया है। हेराफेरी, सबूतों को दबाने की साजिश, हर चीज पर पर्दा डालने का षड्यंत्र, षड्यंत्रकारी कोशिशें कि वो समाचार पत्रों और एजेंसियों को ना पता चले, ये सारी षड्यंत्रकारी कोशिशें सत्ताधारियों के द्वारा की जा रही हैं। यहां तक कि इंटरपोल तक को सूचित नहीं किया गया, NIA, ED और SFIO को भी सूचित नहीं किया गया। कर्नाटक की भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार इस अंतरराष्ट्रीय तथा कथित बिटकॉइन घोटाले की जांच करने की बजाय उस पर पर्दा डालने का प्रयास कर रही है। Facts are sacrosanct in this case, and I'll show you along with documents. On 14th of November 2020, an alleged hacker, Shri Krishna, was arrested along with his associate Robin Khandelwal by Karnataka police. This alleged hacker, Shri Krishna, was kept, and don't be surprised to hear it, in police custody for over 100 days. We know that there can't be normally even a remand for more than 3-4 days. He was kept in police and judicial custody for over 100 days by repeatedly arresting him in at least 5 different criminal cases. I have given details and the date of custody, etc. I am not going to repeat it here. You will find it in the press release. एक केस में गिरफ्तार किया, जैसे ही 14 दिन की कस्टडी खत्म हुई, एक और केस दर्ज किया, उसमें गिरफ्तार कर लिया। जैसे ही उसकी 12 या 14 दिन की कस्टडी खत्म हुई, अगले केस दर्ज किया, अगले में गिरफ्तार कर लिया, और इस प्रकार से 100 दिन तक उसे कस्टडी में रखा गया। तीसरा तथ्य, इन सब बातों के बावजूद भी 17 अप्रैल 2021 को, यह डेट बड़ी महत्वपूर्ण है, इस श्री कृष्णा को तथा कथित हैकर को अदालत से बेल दे दी गई और कर्नाटक की बीजेपी सरकार ने उसको कहीं चुनौती ही नहीं दी। इस तथाकथित हैकर श्री कृष्णा ने मेट्रोपॉलिटन मजिस्ट्रेट बैंगलोर के पास ये एक स्टेटमेंट दिया, इट्स टाउटेड एज माय वॉलंटरी स्टेटमेंट। मैं इसकी प्रतिलिपि आपको भेज रहा हूं। ये दिसंबर 2020 में दी गई, इस पर सबके दस्तखत हैं पर तिथि नहीं है, इसलिए मैंने तिथि नहीं लिखी। Despite multiple international crimes of very significant magnitude leading to hacking of multiple Bitcoin exchanges across different countries of the world, despite hacking of different companies in different parts of the world, despite hacking of e-procurement portals in the live bidding processes, despite hacking of multiple other things, Interpol was not informed. As we all know, this is an international crime. गिरफ्तारी हुई कब? 14 नवंबर 2020 को। इंटरपोल को चिट्ठी लिखी कब पहली बार? 24 अप्रैल 2021 को, 5 महीने बाद, जब वो 17 अप्रैल 2021 को रिहा ही हो गया था। 14 नवंबर 2020 को गिरफ्तार, 17 अप्रैल 2021 को जमानत और 24 अप्रैल 2021 को पहली बार बीजेपी सरकार ने इंटरपोल को चिट्ठी लिखी, वो भी सीबीआई के लियाजन ऑफिसर को, कि आप जितनी इंटरनेशनल फाइनेंशियल एजेंसीज हैं उन्हें इंफॉर्म कर दें। 5 महीने इंतजार किया। सीबीआई को, एनआईए को, एसएफआईओ को, मैं एनआईए का नाम इसलिए ले रहा हूं कि बार बार मोदी सरकार ने यूनाइटेड नेशंस में कहा है कि बिटकॉइन जो है उसका इस्तेमाल कई भारत विरोधी संस्थाओं, व्यक्तियों, समूहों के द्वारा किया जाता है। यह भारत सरकार ने यूनाइटेड नेशंस में कहा है। सो दे वर ऑल्सो नॉट इन्फॉर्म्ड। फाइनली ईडी क्वेश्चंस after almost 4 months the Karnataka government after reading news reports on 15th February 2021, and they only tell them about one FIR on 3rd March 2021. And now the most interesting fact, the present Chief Minister Shri Basavaraj Bommai ji was also the Home Minister of Karnataka between 20th August 2019 to 28th July 2021. I repeat, he was Home Minister in charge from 20th August 2019 to 28th July 2021. यानी कि जब ये तथाकथित हैकर, when he was arrested, Mr. Bommai was Home Minister, when he was released, Mr. Bommai was Home Minister. And all through the custody, he was the Home Minister in charge. Now, what has come out from this statement are 6 important things. And let me take you through them. Number 1 is alleged hacking of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency exchanges and portals. The first one is, it came out that there was an alleged hacking of one of the biggest cryptocurrency exchanges on 2nd of August 2016 called Bitfinex. It's registered in the noted text 7 British Virgin Islands, and I'm told it operates from Amsterdam. They have reported, and it is a publicly sourced information, that 1,20,000 bitcoins were stolen. On August 2, 2016, 1,20,000 bitcoins were stolen. They have reported. I don't know. This is a publicly sourced info. 1 bitcoin is 51 lakh rupees. He has admitted in his statement that he took away 2,000 bitcoins. He says he took away 2,000. I'm only quoting the statement. Ultimately, investigation will tell whether it was 20,000 or 2,000. There is some further document that I'll show you. Second is alleged hacking of cryptocurrency exchange BTC-E. This is a Russian portal which was shut down in 2017. In his voluntary statement, he says he stole 3,000 bitcoins by hacking it. Third is the alleged hacking of a cryptocurrency exchange called Bitstamp. This one is in Luxembourg. That's also a tax haven, as we all know. The alleged voluntary statement doesn't quantify how many bitcoins were taken. Fourth was alleged hacking of the cryptocurrency portal BitCentral. It is currently, when you Google it, it is inaccessible on regular searches. My friend here tells me it's on the dark web. I have no idea, honestly. As we know, some of these people are on the dark web. Quantity is again not disclosed, but he says he hacked it. Fifth is alleged hacking of a Bitcoin mining pool called Slush Pool and stealing of Bitcoins from there. The quantity is not stated in this statement. Sixth is alleged hacking of cryptocurrency coin ESL. It operates out of 59 countries, I am told. The quantity, cryptocurrency coin ESL. Coin ESL is the name. I am told it operates from 59 different countries. I don't know where it is registered, must be in one of the tax havens. Next is the alleged hacking of two cryptocurrency exchanges, Paytees and MPEX. Of course, quantity is not disclosed, but he says he hacked them also. Next is the alleged hacking of the Bitcoin stock trading platforms Havelock Investments and Bitcoin exchange BTC2PM.me. Quantity not disclosed. So, 8 international hacking allegedly were done by this Shri Krishna. 5,000 bitcoins he has conceded. Rest he has not quantified in this voluntary statement before the Metropolitan Magistrate of Bangalore. That's one part. What is the second part? That is the mystery of the seized bitcoins by Bangalore police which have gone missing. That's even more intriguing. They say on January 8, 2021, and I've issued you a copy of the Bangalore police press release, Bangalore police records in their Panchnama that they have recovered 31 bitcoins from Shri Krishna. They have recorded it. On January 12, 2021, Bangalore police releases a press release saying 31 bitcoins worth 9 crore rupees have been recovered. That press release, which is in Kannada, but the quantification is clear, I am also releasing to you. Then on January 22nd, 2021, in another case they say, we are trying to recover 186 bitcoins more. Finally, they say, the 31 and 186 bitcoins, they were never transferred. So they are gone. They say these were fake transactions. After issuing a press release, now they are saying these were fake transactions. 1 bitcoin is 51 lakh. Please don't forget. Thirdly, now whenever a bitcoin is transferred, I try to learn from my other friends. Professor Gaurav Vallabh is here, Mr. Gupta is here, that whenever you transfer a bitcoin, there is a Twitter handle and a site called Whale Alert. So it will tell you what is getting transferred from where to where without telling whether it is you or who else. So I am releasing to you 24 pages of Whale Alert of 2 dates. 1st of December 2020 and the second is 14th of April 2021. We have 1st December 2020, 14th April 2021. These two shows that the Bitfinex exchange that was hacked in the year August 2, 2016, and all those bitcoins were lying dormant since having been stolen. All of them were being transferred. That's the interesting part. And this was being done, I don't know, an investigation will tell, when Shri Krishna was in custody of Bengaluru police. That's the interesting part. That's why I've taken out those two dates. That's the interesting part. These are whale alerts of two dates. I'll repeat myself. 1st December 2020, 14th of April 2021. This is the time when Shri Krishna was admittedly in custody of Bengaluru police. I am not saying that they were being transferred from his wallet, for I have no source to tell you that. But since 2016, all these stolen bitcoins were lying dormant. But suddenly they are all transferred. And I have each transaction, it says 72.20026. You can always check it because it's all on Twitter. 45,70,361 US dollar value of stolen funds transferred from Bitfinex hack 2016 to an unknown wallet. So it identifies actually that these are Bitfinex stolen funds which are going to an unknown wallet. Then next also 83.572919 bitcoins valued at 52,90,264 US dollars of stolen funds transferred from Bitfinex hack 2016 to unknown wallet. And so on and so forth. It's the same language. They alert whenever such a thing is happening. And this was one of the biggest transfers taking place. You know what the value was? You will be shocked. The value was 704 million US dollars. When you total this, it comes to 704 million US dollars. I'm giving you with each transaction, number of bitcoins, the value. I have not sourced it, it's from Whale Alert. I repeat the figure. It's 704 million US dollars. And in Indian rupees, the value is 5,240 crores. Only on 2 dates. 5,240 crores. Only on 2 dates. 1st December 2020, 14th April 2021. And on both dates, Shri Krishna is in custody of BJP government in Karnataka. I don't know whether they were being transferred from his wallet or somewhere else. That's for an investigation. The fourth part. He has also conceded, allegedly, in his statement before Metropolitan Magistrate, that he hacked online gaming portals to make money in various countries. And those, I have given the list here. They are number 1, RuneScape, number 2, Tipit, number 2, Scythe, S-Y-T-H-E, if I am pronouncing it correctly, number 4, GG Poker, number 5, CCI Panama, and lastly an Indian entity called Poker Bazi. They were also all hacked and money made. Fifthly, it doesn't end here. He says he also allegedly hacked the e-portal, e-procurement portal of Karnataka government in 2019. He said he downloaded all the tenders, he downloaded all the live bids, and finally they also transferred, according to them, allegedly 18 crores and 28 crores. So these, my friends, are the 5 things that stand out. So the operation cover-up, the concealment, the deception, the intrigue, the whitewash, it raises serious questions on the role of those in corridors of power in Karnataka. And the silence of the Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi and the Home Minister Shri Amit Shah whom the Chief Minister Shri Basavaraj Bommai came to meet on 11th of November 2021, and he admitted to the press, my friends in the Kannada media, he admitted that yes, he discussed the Bitcoin issue. One of the news is also here with me, and I quote, Karnataka Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai said on Thursday that Prime Minister Narendra Modi had conveyed to him not to worry about the Bitcoin scandal. I am not saying it. This is a newspaper report from Karnataka. I don't read Kannada as well. I am trying to, but this is from an English paper. Not to worry about the Bitcoin scandal. Now my questions are simple. On behalf of the people of this country, we ask the Prime Minister, the Union Home Minister, the Chief Minister, Mr. J.P. Nadda and the Bharatiya Janata Party. Number one, who are the actors in the Bitcoin cover-up scam? This question is simple. Who are the actors? Number two, were the stolen Bitcoins transferred from the Bitcoin wallet of alleged hacker Shri Krishna? How many Bitcoins and of what value? How does the Bengaluru police then suggest in his third Panchnama dated 22nd January 2021 that 31 and 186 Bitcoins allegedly transferred to police wallet are fake transaction and have gone missing? Number three, whether the whale alerts reflecting the transfer of stolen Bitfinex Bitcoins valued at 5,240 crores on the two dates, that is 1st December 2020 and 14th April 2021, when Shri Krishna was supposedly in custody, do they have any correlation? Whether it was investigated if some of these Bitcoins that were transferred out of the wallet of Shri Krishna, for their value is nothing short of $704 million. Fifthly, why was Interpol not informed? Despite such huge and gigantic offenses with clear international ramifications, why did Karnataka BJP government stay quiet for over 5 months? Arrest took place on 14th November 2020. First letter to Interpol through CBI liaison officer is written on 24th April 2021. Why were you not informing? And that also after the man has been released on bail on 17th April. And then you say inform Interpol and all other economic agencies who track down money, ill-gotten money traveling across the world. For those are the money which are used in terror and other illegal activities. Number 4. What is the role and responsibility of Chief Minister Shri Basavaraj Bommai, who was the Home Minister at the relevant time, and others in the state government, whether bureaucrats or police officers? And lastly, why was National Investigation Agency, Serious Fraud Investigation Office, and Enforcement Directorate not even informed by the BJP government? And why was RBI not informed? That's the most relevant agency, Reserve Bank of India. So दोस्तों, यहां दाल में काला नहीं है, यहां पूरी दाल काली है. और इसकी जांच जैसे बिल्ली दूध की रखवाली नहीं बैठ सकती, भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार इसकी जांच नहीं कर सकती। यह एक अंतरराष्ट्रीय तथा कथित तौर से एक अंतरराष्ट्रीय बिटकॉइन स्कैम है और 75 साल में हिंदुस्तान का सबसे बड़ा बिटकॉइन स्कैम है। इसकी जांच सुप्रीम कोर्ट के एक सिटिंग जज के नेतृत्व में एसआईटी गठन हो, जिसकी मॉनिटरिंग सुप्रीम कोर्ट के सिटिंग जज करें, तो ही संभव है। और इंटरपोल और दूसरी इंटरनेशनल एजेंसीज को इन्वॉल्व किया जाए। और आखिर में मैं यह भी कहूंगा, मुझे नहीं पता यह सही है कि गलत है, प्रधानमंत्री जी जब हाल में अमेरिका गए तो फेडरल ब्यूरो ऑफ इन्वेस्टिगेशन ने यह कहा जा रहा है कुछ पत्रों में कि उन्हें ये सारे तथ्य दिखाए थे, उससे उन्हें एम्बैरेसमेंट भी हुई, परंतु वो उसके बाद भी चुप क्यों है? चौकीदार देश की रक्षा क्यों नहीं कर रहा? चौकीदार चोरों को क्यों नहीं पकड़ रहा? चौकीदार ये क्यों कह रहा है चिंता मत करो, करते रहो काम? इसलिए इसकी जांच होनी चाहिए। एनी क्वेश्चंस, यू आर वेलकम टू आस्क वन बाय वन। जी, जैसा मैंने कहा, बिल्ली दूध की रखवाली नहीं हो सकती। यहां कहीं ना कहीं सीधे सीधे वो सारे एक्टर्स जो हैं स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के, वो संदेह के घेरे में हैं। आप मुझे बताइए, अगर कोई पत्रकार कोई स्टोरी भी लिख दे सरकार के खिलाफ तो 6 महीने उसकी बेल नहीं होती। कई पत्रकार अभी भी जेल में हैं। कोई किसान सरकार के खिलाफ भी बोल दे तो वो देशद्रोह में अंदर कर दिया जाता है। तो इस व्यक्ति की बेल भी हो गई और आगे अपील भी नहीं हुई। कैसे? इसलिए कोई और चारा नहीं, क्योंकि भारत सरकार, मोदी सरकार और बोम्मई सरकार दोनों असक्षम हैं, कहीं ना कहीं प्रत्यक्ष या परोक्ष रूप से कॉम्प्रोमाइज्ड हैं। इन्वेस्टिगेशन का तौर तरीका यह दिखाता है। इसलिए सुप्रीम कोर्ट के एक सिटिंग जज की अध्यक्षता में एसआईटी बनाई जाए और बाकायदा भारत सरकार इंटरपोल और दूसरी इकोनॉमिक एजेंसीज जो हैं उनको भी इसमें इन्वॉल्व करे और आरबीआई का भी एक विशेष रिप्रेजेंटेटिव उस तफ्तीश में बैठे, तभी निष्पक्ष जांच हो पाएगी। यस सर। ED is actually, my friend, now become the election department. What does ED's full form now? ED is election department of BJP. And even that election department was not informed by Basavaraj Bommai ji. That election department or ED had to write, and I'll give you the date. That's the most interesting part. They were informed, I'll just give you the date in a second. They wrote in February 2021 themselves for the first time. They were not informed. They asked. And when they asked, it's actually, I've given it on page 1 itself, that date. On 15th February, point number 4. 15th February 2021, ED asked. When did the arrest take place? 17th November 2020. So, November, December, January, February. After 4 months, ED asked them, and then they did not reply for a month. They replied on 3rd March 2021 and only informed them about one crime, that is crime number 45 of 2020. That's the ED's role here. So, how can you possibly, and this is not a, I'll come to you, sir. This is not a money laundering offense alone. This is an international crime, pan-state crime, multi-state crime. So Interpol, RBI, SFIO, economic offenses, NIA, many agencies are involved. And that's why, considering how shoddily and compromised investigation has been done, and considering this transfer worth $704 million, whether it is from the so-called hacker's wallet or from somewhere else, is to be investigated. I don't think so that ED or Karnataka police is competent to do so. And that's why a Supreme Court monitored SIT with financial experts from RBI, from Interpol, is the only way forward. Sir. दोस्त, सबसे पहले तो मैं ये नहीं कह सकता कि ये उसके वॉलेट से ट्रांसफर हुए। मैंने कहा कि ये संयोग है या प्रयोग, अगर मैं मोदी जी की भाषा का इस्तेमाल करूं तो ये बताएं मोदी जी, ये संयोग है या प्रयोग कि जो व्यक्ति कह रहा है कि उसने अगस्त 2016 को बिटफिनेक्स के बिटकॉइंस चुराए थे और उन्होंने कहा कि 1,20,000 के हमारे बिटकॉइंस चोरी हुए हैं। एम्स्टरडैम में शायद FIR दर्ज है उनकी। जब ये व्यक्ति कस्टडी में है, 2016 से 2020 तक कुछ नहीं होता, उन 2 डेट्स पे जब वो कस्टडी में है, $704 मिलियन के बिटकॉइंस ट्रांसफर होते हैं। आपको जैसा मैंने बताया, बिटकॉइन जो है या क्रिप्टो करेंसी जिसे हम कहते हैं, ये अनोनिमस है, तो आप कभी ये नहीं बता सकते, उसका केवल नंबर है, वो कहां से कहां जा रही है, उसकी यही गुप्तता है। दैट्स द सीक्रेसी ऑफ इट। दैट्स व्हाई इट्स बिटकॉइन एंड नॉट करेंसी विच ट्रांसफर्स थ्रू द रेगुलर कैश चेक चैनल्स। पर इसमें यह लिखा है साफ कि ये वो स्टोलन फंड्स हैं, बिकॉज हर बिटकॉइन पे नंबर है। सो एवरी टाइम इट इज ट्रांसफर्ड, देयर विल बी अ अलर्ट ऑन व्हेल अलर्ट। सो सिंस $704 million American were being transferred on 2 dates. So they raised a huge alert, the whale alert. And that's why it says 72 point so and so Bitcoin, 45,70,000 so and so stolen funds transferred from Bitfinex hack 2016 to unknown wallet. They can only tell you that it has gone from X to Y. You can never tell about the country. You can never tell about the person. That is for experts to see. And that's why only when there will be a Supreme Court monitored investigation backed by an SIT founded of financial experts and Interpol, that the real truth will come out as to where was this money going and how is it being used and for what purpose. My answer is simple. Should the Home Minister not be hanged for it? The then Home Minister for not taking action? And what is his name? Mr. Basavaraj Bommai. Why was he keeping quiet? Why did he not take action? Should he not now be punished for it? For inaction? Why did he not take action? And that's why we are saying, let anybody be there. But it is all happening under your charge. I may know him, I may know you, I may know 100 other people. But this is a statement, so-called voluntary statement being made before Metropolitan Magistrate by the so-called hacker. And you keep him in police custody for 100 days, why? Or judicial custody? Why don't you lodge all cases in one go? In fact, I have a very interesting chronology as Modi ji uses. For example, I'll read it to you. I did not want to overburden you. He is arrested on 14th November 2020. For 3 days they don't even show he is arrested. Finally his arrest is recorded in crime number 91 of 2020 on 17th November. He is sent to 14 days custody. Then on 2nd December, as these come to an end, you record another crime. Crime number 153 of 2020. Again 12 days custody. As that comes to an end, on 14th December 2020, you lodge a third case. Crime number 287 of 2020. Again 14 days custody. As that custody comes to an end, on 28th December, you lodge a fourth case. Crime number 45 of 2020. Again 14 days custody. I've given it all on your press release. So this is very, very interesting. You take a person, pick up a person, as the police or judicial custody is about to get over, you arrest him in next case. Then you arrest him in next case. Then you arrest him in next case. You keep him in custody for 100 days. And then you permit him to walk away. What happened? What deal was done? आदरणीय साथी, shall I answer in English or Hindi? Okay. दोस्त, इसीलिए मैंने कहा सरकार बदल गई, आपने धोखे से सरकार बना ली। और 20 अगस्त 2019 से 28 जुलाई 2021 तक बसवराज बोम्मई साहब होम मिनिस्टर थे। इस व्यक्ति को गिरफ्तार कब किया गया? 14 नवंबर 2020 को। तब तो बोम्मई साहब थे। पहले येदुरप्पा साहब चीफ मिनिस्टर थे, बोम्मई साहब उनके गृह मंत्री थे। आज बसवराज बोम्मई जी खुद काफी देर से मुख्यमंत्री हैं। आप क्या कर रहे थे? क्योंकि मैं आपको जानता हूं, ये एक बात है। मैं आपके साथ बिटकॉइन का धंधा कर रहा हूं, ये दूसरी बात है। बीजेपी is trying to confuse the two. Please don't get confused. I may know him. What he is doing is his problem. What I am doing is my problem. You may know me. But if I am committing a crime, then I am responsible, no? You can't be held accountable for it. And if you are also involved with me, let an investigation take place. No problem. But this fraud is happening, so-called fraud, under your watch. You keep him in custody, 3 things stand out. You keep a person in judicial and police custody for 100 days in a row. Why? When the magistrate says conduct his blood and urine test, instead of following that order, you take him to a hospital and get a stomach wash done. You know that. Why? Why do you administer drugs to him? And when magistrate tries to find out those by a written order, you violate that order and you get a stomach wash done. Why? Were you using something on the person concerned to transfer something out of his Bitcoin wallet? And why was the Home Minister not acting, who's now the Chief Minister? And it's not a small amount. And why are you shying away from conducting investigation, and why are you taking clean chit certificates from the Prime Minister of India? Oh, no scandal, no problem. Why do you not inform Interpol for 5 months? Why do you not even inform ED, on whom you are relying upon today? Why don't you tell RBI, NIA, SFIO? Why do you keep everything shut down and under a cloud? These are questions to which Mr. Basavaraj Bommai has no answer. And that's why he is trying to hide behind a cloak and cover-up operation. And that's why truth must be independently probed. That's all we are saying. Yes, sir. I have only read about it, my friend, that Federal Bureau of Investigation, it's a multi-country crime. As I've read out to you, Luxembourg, Russia, Amsterdam, British Virgin Islands, few other countries, Romania, and 58, 59 other countries. So I'm told that even they were alerted. I don't know. I have no first-hand information. I'm also told, some news reports are saying, that Prime Minister was confronted with this evidence when he went to US, and he was deeply embarrassed. Yet if he is giving a clean sheet certificate without investigation, does that not tell you there is something wrong? A fair Prime Minister, any fair government should be coming forward and saying this is an international crime. And government here is either working in collusion or shoddily, or in absolute negligence. And that's why they are incapable, incompetent and disqualified from investigating a crime which is not a state crime, not even an interstate crime, but an international crime. And that's why a judge of the Supreme Court must monitor a special SIT. I'll come to you, sir. Let madam, she's been. Okay, then we will. हम तो कह रहे हैं आदरणीय बोम्मई साहब, आपकी भी रेप्यूटेशन स्टेक पे है। हम आपकी इज्जत करते हैं, आपका सम्मान करते हैं, पर यहां तो आपकी लापरवाही, अनदेखी या क्या है, उस पर भी आपकी रेप्यूटेशन पर शक उठ रहा है। इसलिए आप ही को खुद चाहिए कि यह पूरा मामला भारत सरकार को लिखें, आरबीआई को लिखें कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट के सिटिंग जज की देखरेख में एक स्पेशल एसआईटी बनाई जाए, जिसमें बेंगलोर का भी एक पुलिस अधिकारी हो सकता है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, जिसमें आरबीआई का अधिकारी भी हो, जिसमें इंटरपोल के अधिकारी हों, जिसमें इंडिपेंडेंट फाइनेंशियल अप्रेजर्स और एक्सपर्ट हों, और उसकी जांच हो जाए। $704 मिलियन की राशि थोड़ी नहीं होती। और अगर बेंगलोर में कुछ ऐसा हो रहा है, वहां से कुछ ऐसा हो रहा है, तो इसकी जांच करवाना उनका धर्म और कर्तव्य है। तो इसलिए उन्हें खुद को भी यह सोचना चाहिए कि कहीं शक की सुई उनके दरवाजे पर तो नहीं आ टिकी। इसलिए उनको अपने आप को पाक साफ करने के लिए यह जरूरी है। नो, वी विल वेट फॉर द प्राइम मिनिस्टर टू रिएक्ट. We have placed for the first time these facts. Some of these were in public domain. I'm sure you never saw this. Yeah, that's why I'm saying this is now a new fact that has come. And since it involves a huge amount of 5,240 odd crores, we will wait for the government. Why should we feel that government should not act? Government should act. We urge, we request. Mr. Bommai, your reputation is at stake. Your political career is at stake now. Someone can justifiably or unjustifiably raise a finger on you, for it's all happening under your watch. Please immediately transfer right to Government of India to constitute a special inquiry headed by a Supreme Court judge and financial experts. अब साहब, मैं जब आपको भी उस कमेटी का हिस्सा जब आप बनेंगे सुप्रीम कोर्ट की, तो मालूम चलेगा। I think this is a matter that is for state government to decide. They have to perceive. I don't have all the facts. I don't have the record of investigation agency with me. Also, as we all know, SFIO, RAW, IB, CBI, our international financial agencies, RBI, they have access to much better information on transfer of funds and the possible threat perceptions. They have to decide it. Ma'am, sorry.
मुंबई के बुधवार को दौरे पे जो आपने बताया कि उन्होंने कि मैंने प्रधानमंत्री से बात करनी चाहिए कि प्रधानमंत्री ने मेरी बात काट दी, कहा गंभीरतापूर्वक काम करें, सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा। इस बारे में अमित शाह को बेहतर जानकारी है, इस बयान पे क्या कहना?
हमें तो इस बारे में अचंभा है, आश्चर्य है। यह बयान अपने आप में चौंकाने वाला है। आप बताइए, इतना बड़ा घोटाला हो जाए बिटकॉइन का, देश का सबसे बड़ा आजादी के बाद जब से बिटकॉइन शुरू हुआ होगा, और प्रधानमंत्री कहें कि आप कुछ नहीं, आप आराम करिए, मौज करिए। क्या यह कर्तव्य है प्रधानमंत्री और देश के गृह मंत्री का? हमें तो बहुत आश्चर्य है। और प्रधानमंत्री जी, अब तो बहुत सारे तथ्य सामने आ गए हैं, इसलिए अपनी बात पर पुनर्विचार करिए। सबकी भूमिका की जांच करवाइए, समेत बोम्मई साहब के। कोई पुलिस अधिकारी हो, कोई और अधिकारी हो, कोई सफेद पोश हो, हैं तो आप ही के लोग सब, करवाइए सबकी जांच। मैम, मैम प्लीज इग्नोर हिम, for that is their agenda. That's my humble request to you. It will be beneficial for this country and your channel and for each citizen of this country. Ignore him completely.
पंजाब सरकार ने जो लोग जिसके ऊपर केस लगे थे 26 जनवरी की हिंसा के मामले में 83 लोगों को 2-2 लाख रुपए की फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस देने का की अनाउंसमेंट करी है। इससे क्या मतलब?
I will like to check with the General Secretary in charge or AICC in charge and also the Chief Minister. I don't have the facts with me. Let me find out, then I will revert.
सर, एक आसाम में भी आतंकी हमला हुआ है। कमांडिंग ऑफिसर थे 46 आसाम राइफल के, उनकी और उनके परिवार।
आदरणीय मित्र, मैं असम के हमले में जो हमारे ऑफिसर और सैनिक शहीद हुए हैं, उनके परिवारों के साथ अपनी संवेदनाएं भारतीय राष्ट्रीय कांग्रेस की ओर से व्यक्त करता हूं। और वो असम हो या कश्मीर, हमारी सीमाओं पर आए दिन उग्रवादी, पाक समर्थित उग्रवादी या दूसरे मुल्कों से आ रहा उग्रवादी, वो आए दिन हमले कर रहे हैं। ये गंभीर चिंता का विषय है। आंतरिक और बाहरी सुरक्षा गंभीर चिंता का विषय है। भारत सरकार को इसका संज्ञान लेकर उचित और कड़ी कार्रवाई करनी चाहिए और उचित नहीं, कड़े से कड़ा जवाब देना चाहिए। धन्यवाद। लास्ट क्वेश्चन। यस जी जी। आदरणीय मित्र, आपको तो याद है, क्योंकि आप खुद राजस्थान की वीर भूमि से आते हैं, कि 2 रुपया लीटर हाल में ही कांग्रेस की सरकार ने वहां कम किया था। अभी भी महंगा है, मैं मानता हूं। और मैंने कई बार ये आपको बताया कि 85% टैक्स का कंपोनेंट या कीमत वो एक्साइज शुल्क है। मैं आपको फिर याद दिलाऊं, 3 रुपया 56 पैसे प्रति लीटर डीजल पर केंद्रीय एक्साइज ड्यूटी थी जब कांग्रेस ने सरकार मोदी जी को दी। आज वो कम करने के बाद भी 28 रुपया प्रति लीटर है। 9 रुपया 48 पैसे प्रति लीटर एक्साइज शुल्क पेट्रोल पर था, आज वो कम करने के बाद भी 27 रुपया लीटर है। सो आप हर पेट्रोल और डीजल, अगर आप मोदी जी को ये कह दें, हम भी उनकी तारीफ करेंगे, कि वो 2014 के बराबर एक्साइज शुल्क कर दें, तो 35 रुपया लीटर डीजल और 45 रुपया लीटर पेट्रोल पूरे देश में हो जाएगा। किसी प्रांत को कुछ कहने की जरूरत ही नहीं। फिर भी राजस्थान सरकार भी क्या राहत दे सकती है, इस पर सहानुभूति तरीके से विचार करेगी। Delhi has become a gas chamber. The AQI is 500 or more in most places. In fact, as we step out, and I'm surprised and I'm thankful that so many of you risked your lives to come to this press briefing. The Central Pollution Control Board has yesterday night given an advisory to citizens of NCR and Delhi don't step out of your house. It's a gas chamber where it's like smoking 100 cigarettes a day just by breathing outside. So I wish that those sitting in the citadels of power, one in the government of Delhi and one at the center, listen to the yearning cry of our environment, our next generations, all our citizens, even of birds who are all dying, who are falling. Just check with the hospitals how many birds have been brought there. So it's actually almost, it's a crime being committed by both Modi ji as also Kejriwal ji by not taking adequate corrective measures. Yogi ji and Khattar Sahab are also equally culpable for the kind of AQI levels that exist in the city. I thank the Supreme Court for sitting today on a holiday to at least wake up Modi ji and Kejriwal ji, as also Yogi ji and Khattar Sahab from their slumber. आदरणीय साथी, दिल्ली अब एक गैस चेंबर बन गई है। दिल्ली में दम घुट रहा है। दिल्ली में AQI 500 हो गई है। 100 सिगरेट आप पिए, इस प्रकार का माहौल है। अगर आप बाहर हवा में सांस लें तो मैं धन्यवादी हूं कि आप अपनी जान हथेली पर रखकर आप इस प्रेस वार्ता में आए। केंद्रीय पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड ने कल शाम को ही एडवाइजरी जारी की थी कि घर से बाहर मत जाइए। इसके लिए कौन जिम्मेवार है? मोदी जी और केजरीवाल साहब। पर वो दोनों एक दूसरे पर इल्जामात लगाएंगे, दिल्ली को पोल्यूशन फ्री नहीं बनाएंगे। कहीं ना कहीं योगी जी और खट्टर साहब भी जिम्मेवार हैं दिल्ली की इस मौजूदा हालात के लिए। और किसान पर इल्जाम लगाने की बजाय उन सब मित्रों को जो किसानों पर इल्जाम लगाते हैं, सरकार से यह तो पूछिए कि पराली ना जलाने का जो पैसा देना था वो मोदी जी ने दिया ही नहीं। जो आपने नए पावर प्लांट्स लगाने थे पराली से बिजली बनाने के, वो आपने लगाए ही नहीं। जो आपने दूसरे एनवायरमेंटल पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल मेजर्स लेने थे वो आपने लिए ही नहीं। और पराली तो एक बहुत छोटा कंपोनेंट है। स्मॉग जो है, जो भिन्न भिन्न कारणों से है, वो और स्नूट, ये दोनों कारण हैं और इसके लिए वो खुद जिम्मेवार हैं। धन्यवाद।
Subscribe to Nation Next YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get regular updates from Nation Next. Also like Nation Next Facebook page and follow us on Instagram and Twitter.